Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emmerich, almost ready for the opening face-off.
Electric atmosphere here tonight, Mike. Let's meet tonight's starting goaltenders. Starting for the World All-Stars, Roman Turek. And his counterpart on the other side, getting the nod for the North American All-Stars, Curtis Joseph.
We're live in Colorado. Sent to Ozelinch, to Yager. Fires the wrist shot. Across right to Lidstrom. Rink wide to Solani. Solani passes it. He won't get to it. Sundin wins a race to the puck. Two-line pass is called. Draw in the right circle. Gathered in by Madano. Puts it on goal. Misses the mark. Cross-ice pass. Quick shot to Madano. Cross-ice to Chelios. Woo, he was annihilated. Taps it ahead. Pushes it up. Takes the puck. Check by Buzek. Cross-ice to Buzek. The wrist shot. Joseph out to play it. Face-off in the left circle. Yzerman controls it to Shanahan. Nails him. Across right to Yager. Rink wide to Correa. Shooting. Crunched.
Oh, he knocked him into next week.
From point blank. Correa with a shot. Across left to Yager. Gets dumped. Short pass to Shanahan. On his wallet, the World All-Stars get called for the penalty, and the North American All-Stars gets a chance on the power play.
Sundin looking a little frustrated as he let an elbow fly.
World All-Star penalty. Number 13, Mats Sundin. 2 minutes for elbowing.
LeClaire with a slap shot. Chatan dumps it to the corner. Behind his own net. Rink wide to LeClaire. Hands it to Amante. On the rush. Amante takes it. Elias shoots it to the corner. Waiting for things to clear. Rink wide to LeClaire. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. Dumped into the corner. Joseph chases it behind the net. Feeds it along to Amante. Over to Madano. Into the corner. The North American All-Stars chases it down. Draw to the right of the net. Yzerman takes the puck. Fires the wrist shot. A shot. Over to Blake. Passes to Shanahan. Cross-ice pass. Correa with the shot. With a wrist shot. Cherkowski dumps it. Joseph chases it behind the net. Joseph stops it behind. Tapped up to Shanahan. Advances the puck to Shanahan. Feeds it along to Correa. Numanen on the hard around. Pushes it up. Pass to Blake. Up to Yzerman. He shoots. Joseph out of his net. Draw in the right circle. Madano with the puck. Pass to LeClaire. Nice check. Dumped into the corner. Played by Joseph. Pushes it up. To Amante. The North American All-Stars with the advantage here. Played into the corner. Chatan retrieves it. Rink wide to Lidstrom. Passes to Elias. Elias shoots it to the corner. Yzerman back to get it. Looking. Hit hard. Gathered in by Chatan. Sent into the corner. Pronger plays it into the corner. Chatan shoots it to the corner. The North Americans back to get it. Both teams at full strength. He shoots. Puts it on goal. Joseph comes out to play the puck. Draw to the left of the net. That one off target. Retrieved in the defensive end. Cross ice to Nolan. Pass a bit off. Numanen brings it in offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. Pass a little off. Stevens in the defensive end to get it. Passes to Lindros. Across right to Roenick. Puck brought along by Roenick. Hit by Burry. Left side to Zubov. He fires. Won't get through.
That was a great defensive play.
Hit hard. Ahead with the puck. Into the corner. Turek chases it behind the net. Turek stops it behind. The World All-Stars gets control. Across left to Bonk. Rink wide to Burry. Into the corner. Cross-ice pass. Left side to Blake. He was slammed.
That's what you call physical hockey.
Knocked away. Picks it off. Passes to Sakic. Big shot. Loose in the slot. Quick shot. Off his skates for the save.
Tremendous recovery by Joseph.
With a wrist shot. Moves it ahead. Through the neutral zone. Sakic shoots it to the corner. The World All-Stars back to get it. To Solani. Doesn't connect. Across right to Yager. Yager plays it into the corner. Retrieved in the defensive end. Taps it ahead. Left side to Yzerman. Moves it ahead. Shoots. Turek out front. Rink wide to Cherkov. Score! The World All-Stars now find themselves trailing. Shanahan beats him with a flick of the wrist.
He saw a little opening and took advantage of it.
North American All-Star goal. Number 14, Brendan Shanahan. Assisted by number 19, Steve Yzerman. And number 9, Paul Correa.
Offside. Burry needs to remain healthy for this team to go far. Draw in the neutral zone. Moves it quickly to Zubov. The North Americans looking for a little breathing room. Offside is the signal. Shatan capable of carrying this team on any given night. Touch pass to Zubov. On goal. Joseph out to play it. Face off in the right circle. Over to Ozolin. Dimitra with the slap shot. Shoots. Just missed. Just wide. Looking. Behind his own net. Guides it on to Roenick. Gomez takes it. Roenick whistled for offside. When this guy's playing well, it gives his team a good shot at winning. Face off at center ice. Moves it quickly to Zubov. Left side to Solani. Pass to Sundin. Across left to Stevens. Big contact on the cross-check.
Sundin, physical in this game right off the hop.
Draw in the left circle. Misses the mark. Behind his own net. Passed ahead. Nails him. A shot. Taken by Joseph. Joseph playing very well, Darren. Draw in the left circle. That one won't get to him. Gathered in by Bork. Hands it to Modano. Errant pass. Rink wide to Amonte. Feeds it across. Slap shot. It rolls out front. Lays him out. Roenick faces off in his own zone. One-timed over to Zubov. Rink wide to Sundin. Feeds it across. Puck brought along by Roenick. Roenick with a slap shot. A long blast. Moves it ahead. Over to Sundin. Roenick crosses the blue line a little early. Draw in the neutral zone. One-timed over to Numanen. Pass to Cherkowski. Scores! The World All-Stars have lost control of this game. Correa finds the back of the net.
He got just enough on that wrist shot and it trickled right through.
North American All-Star goal. Number 9, Paul Correa. Assisted by number 14, Brendan Shanahan.
Along to Pronger. Cross-ice pass. Right side to Cherkowski. Shooting! It gets away from him. Across right to Blake. Knocked down. Over to Kozlov. Kozlov plays it into the corner. Joseph back to play the puck. On to Pronger. Over to Yzerman. The North Americans out in front. Wrists it. Turek plays it. Taps it ahead. Cross ice to Bure. Misses the mark. Shot. Joseph out of his net. Advance to Nolan. Bonk with the slap shot. Can't find the target. Short pass to Recchi. Loads it up and fires. The puck is loose. The shot to Bonk. Cross ice to Bure. Picks it off. Bure on the hard around. Joseph behind the net to play it. Joseph back to play the puck. Off to Recchi. Across right to Sakic. Big contact on the cross check.
Zubov, physical in this game right off the hop.
Slap shot. Left side to Sundin. Puck ahead to Nolan. Nice check. Big blast. Loose in the crease. Over to Yager. Penalty call stops the action. And the World All-Stars will be short-handed.
World All-Star penalty. Number 68, Jaromir Jagr. 2 minutes for high stick.
Hey, dude, shoots it to the corner. Blake back to get it. Blake sets it up. Advances the puck to Amonte. Over to Modano with a shot. Misses the mark. Hands it to Leclerc. On the rush. Leclerc with a shot. Just missed. Over to Leclerc. Scores! The North Americans increase their lead. A power play goal.
Doc, there's not a man alive who could react quick enough to stop that one-timer.
North American All-Star goal. Number 2, John Leclerc. Assisted by number 10, Tony Amonte. And number 4, Rob Blake.
Quick shot. Shooting. Just missed. Just wide. Tees it up. Taken by Turek. Turek out of his net. Wrists it. Turek plays it. Bonk faces off in his own zone. One timed over to Numanen. Shot controlled by Buzek. Knocked down. Amonte gathers it in. Pass to Leclerc. Tees it up. The puck is loose. Short pass to Leclerc. Picked off. Cross ice pass. Right side to Bonk. He fires. Can't get through.
Sometimes you have to take one for the team, Mike.
Draw to the right of the net. Quick pass to Zubov. Advanced to Sundin. Knocked to the ice to Zubov. Checked by Gomez. Feeds it along to Gomez. Over to Roenick. On his wallet. Right side to Gomez. The World All-Stars trails. Across right to Yager. Shot. Sakic faces off in his own zone. To Ozolin. Elliott with the slap shot. Puck brought along by Sakic. Knocked over. Turek out to play it. Feeds it across. Vicious check into the boards.
Feisty game with both teams doing a lot of checking.
Unloads a bullet. He fires. Joseph in front. Draw to the left of the net. Quick pass to Numanen. Off to Kozlov. Guides it on to Kozlov. Yzerman faces off in his own zone. Across right to Shanahan. Rink wide to Correa. He can't get the pass. Cross ice pass. Right side to Sundin. Shooting! Bounces free. Across left to Correa. Rink wide to Yzerman. Feeds it across. Cross ice pass. Quick shot. Check by Yzerman. Cross ice to Shanahan. Over to Korea. Over to Yzerman. Yager dumps it. To Yzerman. Cross ice to Chelios. Hit hard. Gathered in by Bonk. Big shot. Puck bounces free. Knocked to the ice. Not so fast. Offside. The draw at center ice. Madano with the puck. Over to Amonte. Drives one towards the net. Loose puck. Cross ice pass. Left side to Dimitra. Pass to Madano. He crushes him.
Oh!
Rink wide to Dimitra. Crushed.
Holy jumping, what a hit!
Blake in the defensive end to get it. Pass to Cherkasky. Across left to Leclerc. Off to Cherkasky. Takes a shot. Draw in the left circle. One timed over to Numanen. He fires.
Oh!
Recchi plays it. Nailed. Along to Bonk. The North American All-Stars. 3, the World All-Stars. 0, the North Americans. Ruled offside. Face off in neutral ice. Roenick controls it. Lays him out. He fires. Joseph in front. Over to Gomez. Gomez goes down. Sundin races back to get it. To Yager. Shoots. Turek out front. Face off to the left of the net. To Ozelinch. Pass ahead. Down to the ice. Quick shot. Eliash faces off in his own zone. Moves it quickly to Numanen. Short pass to Hayduk. Feeds it across. Rister. Turek plays it. Pass to Numanen. Moves it ahead. Over to Eliash. Puck ahead to Hayduk. Slap shot. Joseph behind the net. Pass to Korea with a shot. Big blast. Rebound loose. On the rush. Fires away. That'll go wide of the cage. Wrist shot. Rebound loose in front. Played into the corner. Bort retrieves it. Bort the pass. Wrists it. Rebound in front. Off to Ozelinch. Big shot. A shot. Off the mark. Worked ahead to Yager. Feeds it across. Knocked down. Chelios gathers it in. Pass to Amonte. What a bone-rattling check that was. Play stops as a penalty is called. And the World All-Stars will be short-handed.
You can't throw elbows like that and get away with it.
World All-Star penalty. Number 5, Nicholas Lidstrom. 2 minutes for elbowing.
Into the corner. Over to Pronger. Crunched.
Oh, he knocked him into next week.
Shooting. Looking. Cross ice to Pronger. The wrist shot. Joseph out to play it. Face off in the right circle. Madano controls it. Quick shot. Goalie out to play the puck. Face off in the right circle. Moves it quickly to Ozelinch. Shot. Madano faces off in his own zone. Over to Ozelinch. Shooting. Wrist shot. Joseph in front. Draw to the left of the net. One timed over to Ozelinch. Takes a shot. Wrists it. Just missed. Quick shot. Pass to Shatan. Pass a little off. Along to Korea. The North American All-Stars with the advantage here. Ozelinch on the hard around. Guides it on to Chelios. Checked by Hayduk. Sent into the corner. Bort waits behind his own net. Feeds it across. Puck ahead to Chelios. Quick shot. When on top of his game, this team can be carried by Joseph. Draw in the left circle. To Numanen with a shot. Wide of the mark. Can't find the target. Quick shot. Less than a minute remaining on the power play. Madano faces off in his own zone. Quick pass to Ozelinch. He shoots. Just wide. Nailed.
Oh, that was a pretty good takeout.
The shot. To Madano. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Played into the corner. Turek back to play it. Dumped into the corner. The World All-Stars called for offside. One of the keys to success for this team lies with this guy. Face off to the right of the net. One timed over to Numanen. Into the corner. Played by Joseph. Joseph crunches the boards to stop it. Joseph gives chase behind the net. Joseph plays the puck behind the net. Joseph behind the net. Joseph chases it behind the net. Joseph stops it behind. Joseph back to cut it off. Joseph back to play it. Joseph cuts it off behind the net. Joseph goes after it. Joseph behind the net to play it. Joseph back to play the puck. Played by Joseph. Joseph crunches the boards to stop it. Joseph gives chase behind the net. Joseph plays the puck behind the net. Joseph behind the net. Joseph chases it behind the net. Joseph stops it behind. Joseph back to cut it off. They've killed it off. Takes a shot. Played by Joseph. Face off to the left of the net. Madano takes it up ice. Across right to Amonte. Worked ahead to Leclerc. Shooting. Rebound loose in front. Short pass to Leclerc. Offside is the signal. A lot of this team's success is determined by Sundin. Face off at center ice. One timed over to Zubov. Feeds it across. Wrists it. Misses the mark. Shot sails wide. Pass to Nolan. Nice check. On goal. Joseph out to play it. Face off in the right circle. Taken by Madano. Hands it to Yager. A long blast. Across left to Amonte. Rink wide to Madano. The World All-Stars trail. The shot. Quick shot. Loose puck. Big shot. The puck is loose in front. Off to Amonte. Over to Madano. The World All-Stars whistled for being offside. Face off at center ice. Moves it quickly to Numanen. Across left to Dimitra. Gets dumped. Over to Cherkovsky. Cross ice pass. Right side to Cherkovsky. That one won't get to him. A fight's begun. Kozlov gave a good pummeling to Korea. Draw in the neutral zone. Moves it quickly to Zubov. Fires away. Shooting. Rebound. Shoots. Flattened him.
The World All-Stars taking things into his own hands in front of the net.
Puts it on goal. Feeds it across. On his wallet. Left side to Bonk. Dumps him. Taps it ahead. Offside is the signal. Draw in the neutral zone. Misses the mark. Stevens chases it down. Cross-ice pass. Advanced to Recchi. Recchi leading the rush. Hit thrown. Over to Shatan. Over to Lidstrom. Cross-ice pass. The shot! Joseph in front to play it. Face off in the right circle. One-timed over to Numanen. Bringing it ahead. Sakic goes down. Cross-ice pass. Left side to Sundin. Sundin with a shot. With a wrist shot. The World All-Stars with more shots. Madano faces off in his own zone. Can't get there. The North American All-Stars chases it down. Passed ahead. Puck ahead to Yager. Pass a little off. Along to Pronger. Doesn't connect. From point blank. Wrist shot. Shoots. With a wrist shot. Taken by Turek. Bonk faces off in his own zone. Roenick controls it to Gomez. Along to Roenick. Over to Bure. Off to Gomez. Cross-ice pass. Fires away. Bounces free. Wrist shot. Dancing in. Joseph makes a diving save.
How did he get that one? Great save.
Puts it on goal. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. The World All-Stars behind. Lindros on the hard around. Across right to Bonk. Shoots it into the corner. Behind his own net. Feeds it across. Knocked down. Gets a piece of him. To Sakic. Cross ice to Yager. Rockets one. Tapped up to Shanahan. Hit by Solani. Solani gathers it in. Pass to Sundin. A shot. Over to Yzerman. Intercepted by Zubov. Up to Shanahan. To Shatan. That was a hard cross-check.
He was right in the line of fire.
Rockets one. Scores! The North Americans with a sizable lead now. Second by Shanahan.
Turek didn't even see that wrist shot coming.
North American All-Star goal. Number 14, Brendan Shanahan.
Over to Ozelinch. To Bure. Checked by Blake. Over to Pronger. Over to Pronger. Cross-ice pass. Right side to Madano. Moves it ahead. Can't get through. Nice check. Puck ahead to Blake. Over to Madano. Knocked down. Right side to Cherkovsky. Solid check. Blake starts it the other way. Pronger shoots it to the corner. Ozelinch back to get it. The World All-Stars will lose a man to the penalty box, and the North American All-Stars will have the man advantage.
You can't throw elbows like that and get away with it.
World All-Star penalty. Number 38, Pavel Dimitrov. 2 minutes for elbowing.
Into the corner. Joseph back to play the puck. Played by Joseph. Joseph crunches the boards to stop it. Joseph gives chase behind the net. Joseph plays the puck behind the net. Joseph behind the net. Joseph chases it behind the net. Joseph stops it behind. Joseph back to cut it off. Joseph back to play it. Joseph cuts it off behind the net. Joseph goes after it. Joseph behind the net to play it. Joseph back to play the puck. Played by Joseph. Joseph crunches the boards to stop it. Joseph gives chase behind the net. Joseph plays the puck behind the net. Joseph behind the net. Joseph chases it behind the net. Joseph stops it behind. Joseph back to cut it off. Joseph back to play it. Joseph cuts it off behind the net. Joseph goes after it. Joseph behind the net to play it.
1 minute remaining in the period.
Joseph stops it behind. Less than a minute remaining on the power play. Shooting. Played by Joseph. Face off to the right of the net. One timed over to Numanen with a wrist shot. The North American All-Stars with the advantage here. Off to Modano. Puck brought along by Pronger. Lays him out. Sent into the corner. Time running down in the period. A shot. Pronger handles the puck. Puck ahead to Modano. Knocked down. Yager retrieves it. Dumped into the corner. Joseph back to cut it off. Joseph back to play it. Hands it. He scores! The World All-Stars will get the goal.
Goalie's just shaking his head. He can't believe that one crossed the line.
World All-Star goal. Number 68, Yager.
Elias shoots it to the corner. Port on the hard around. And the first period draws to a close. The North American All-Stars 4, the World All-Stars 1. We're ready now for the start of the second period.
The World All-Stars has got to be embarrassed after that first period.
To Shanahan. A fight's begun. That ought to get the crowd into it. Draw at center ice. Quick pass to Lidstrom. Lidstrom dumps it. Chased down by Blake. Taps it ahead. Shoots. Joseph out front. Rink wide to Modano. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. Checked into the boards.
Boy, was he punished.
Shooting. Fires the wrist shot. Intercepted. Off to Yzerman. Guides it on to Modano. Dimitra in ahead of the play. Offside. Draw in the neutral zone. The North American All-Stars gets control. Across right to Yager. Gets dumped. Tapped up to Korea. Advances the puck to Yzerman. Fires the wrist shot. Guides it on to Numanen. Shot. Numanen goes down. Cross-ice pass. Right side to Yzerman. Yzerman with a shot. Loose in the crease. Over to Solani. Over to Yager. Shoots it into the corner. Fort starts it the other way. Pass to Chelios. Across right to Sakic. Sakic with the puck. Big shot. He loses it in front. Right side to Bonk. Pass to Bure. With a wrist shot. The puck is loose. Score! Bonk ends up with the goal.
Wow, I guess even a blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while.
World All-Star goal. Number 14, Radek Bonk.
Quick pass to Zubov. Tapped up to Kozlov. Quick shot. Joseph in front to play it. Cross ice to Amonte. The North American All-Stars leads. Taps it ahead. Loads it up and fires. Rebound out in front. Left side to Modano. Passed ahead. Bringing it ahead. Nice check. Tapped up to Kozlov. Kozlov goes down. Fires a slapper. He can't control it. Feeds it along to Cherkovsky. We'll have an icing call against the World All-Stars. Draw to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Ozelinch. Feeds it across. Slap shot. Rebound in front to Solani. Odd man rush. With a shot. Loose in the slot. Knocked down. Solani in the defensive end to get it. Cross-ice pass. Quick shot. He was belted.
Ozelinch absolutely hammered out there.
Draw in the right circle. Sent to Numanen. Puts it on goal. Hit by Roenick. Right side to Gomez. Doesn't connect. Big shot. Across left to Bure. Rink wide to Bure. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. In front. front. Bure with the slap shot. Shoots. Didn't get through. Knocked over. Pass a little off. Roenick leading the rush. Roenick bringing it ahead. He's in close. He fires. Guides it on to Bonk. They're whistled for offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. Can't get there. Joseph back to cut it off. Passed ahead. Puck ahead to Amonte. Ahead with the puck. Hit thrown. Over to Zubov. Hammered.
Zubov, the fella on the wrong end of that body check.
Leclerc whistled for offside. The draw at center ice. Errant pass. Joseph gives chase behind the net. Rink wide to Pronger. Feeds it across. Won't get there. Knocked to the ice. Check by Blake. Cross ice to Kozlov. Walks in front. Gets dumped. Chased down by Dimitrov. Not so fast. Offside. The draw at center ice. Madonna takes the puck. The North Americans lead here. On goal. Rink wide to Stevens. Feeds it across. Cross ice pass. Left side to Leclerc. Pass to Zubov. The pass off the mark. Hands it to Solani. The North Americans rescue the puck. Robbed him.
He really stretched out for that one.
Quick shot. Pass to Sundin. A shot. Along to Sundin. Over to Solani. Yager shoots it to the corner. To McInnes. Joseph in front. The replay will show us that save again.
Wow! What a save on that one-timer. That was almost in.
Yzerman faces off in his own zone. He can't get the pass. Chelios waits behind his own net. Along to Correa. Passes to Bonk. Off to Yzerman. Feeds it across. On the rush. Solid check. Cross ice to Numanen. Passed ahead. Offside. Draw at center ice. One times it to Ozelinch. Right side to Yager. Shooting! The North Americans will send a man to the box. And the World All-Stars skating with a man advantage.
North American All-Star penalty. Number 23, Scott Gomez. 2 minutes for high sticking.
Sundin faces off in his own zone. One times it to Ozelinch. Along to Solani. Dumps it into the corner. Turek behind the net. Turek chases it behind the net. Fights off the check. A shot. Draw to the right of the net. Shot. Turek out of his net. Draw in the right circle. One times it to Numanen. Tapped up to Bure. Hit thrown. Lindros shoots it to the corner. The World All-Stars back to get it. Cross ice pass. Down to the ice. Quick shot. He's really focused here, making some tough saves. Face off in the right circle. One timed over to Ozelinch. Shot. It is a putty knife check by Yager. Draw in the left circle. Quick pass to Ozelinch. Wrist shot. Checked into the boards. With a wrist shot. The puck is loose. Rink wide to Bure. Feeds it across. Recchi on the hard around. Waiting for things to clear. Pass to Bure. Puck ahead to Bonk. Rink wide to Bure. The World All-Stars with the man advantage. Bure on the hard around. Time winding down on this power play. Dumps it into the corner. Looking. Over to Numanen, to Buzek. Solani shoots it to the corner. To Pronger. Played into the corner. The North American All-Stars whistled for a two-line pass. Face off to the left of the net, just out of reach. Lindros plays it into the corner. Turek back to cut it off. Turek back to play it. With a wrist shot. Taken by Turek. Bonk faces off in his own zone. Wrists it. Draw to the right of the net. Quick shot. Checked into the boards. Fires the wrist shot. Draw in the left circle. That one won't get to him. Joseph gives chase behind the net. Joseph plays the puck behind the net. Quick shot. Joseph in front to play it. A lot of this team's success is determined by Oza Lynch. Draw to the right of the net. One timed over to Numanen. Loads it up and fires. It is a putty knife check by Stevens. Quick shot. Pass to Bonk. Nice check. Back at full strength. Rink wide to Sakic. Dumps it into the corner. Gathered in by Numanen to Buzek. Advanced to Bure. Over to Bonk. Hammered.
Bonk, the fella on the wrong end of that body check.
Takes a shot to Bure. Cross ice to Bonk. Over to Bure. Iserman goes down. Wrister. Turek plays it. Kozlov faces off in his own zone. Quick pass to Zubov. Rink wide to Yushkevich. Guides it on to Cherkovsky. Right side to Amonte. Madano brings it in offside. Leclerc can single-handedly lead this team to the promised land when he's on. One times it to Ozelinch. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. The World All-Stars behind. Pass to Yager. With a wrist shot. Taken by Joseph. Iserman faces off in his own zone. Sent to Zubov. Unloads a bullet. Pass to Bork. Won't get there. On goal. Korea leading the rush. Feeds it across. Short pass to Shatan. To Eliash. A long blast. Not there. Hard off the boards. Iserman takes it through the neutral zone. On his wallet.
Oh, your adrenaline really gets pumping for this sort of thing. One-on-one. Both benches and everyone in the arena watching.
Face off to the right of the net. Quick pass to Numanen. A shot. Rebound loose in front. Face off to the right of the net. Touch pass to Numanen. Guides it on to Bure. Taps it ahead. Solid check. A fight's begun. Bure gave a good pummeling to McInnes. Kozlov faces off in his own zone. Pass a little off. Joseph back to cut it off. Joseph back to play it. Spins. Over to Sakic. On the rush. Knocked to the ice. Cherkovsky up with it. Passed ahead. Hit thrown. Advanced to Recchi. Recchi leading the rush. Wrists it. Turek plays it. Sundin faces off in his own zone. One timed over to Zubov. Shot. Play stops as a penalty is called. And the North American All-Stars goes on the power play.
That was blatant. There's no way he was going to get away with that one.
World All-Star penalty. Number 13, Mats Sundin. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Doesn't connect. Joseph stops it behind. Wrists it. Joseph plays it, taps it ahead. Cross ice to Amonte. On goal. Retrieved in the defensive end. Behind his own net. Puck ahead to Amonte. Knocked to the ice. Titan up with it. Hey, dude. In ahead of the play. Offside. Draw in the neutral zone. Recovered by the North American All-Stars. Numanen dumps it to the corner. Pronger races back to get it. He fires. Cross ice to Korea. Bringing it ahead. Right in front with a shot. Slammed into the board.
Holy jumping, what a hit!
Numanen on the hard around. The North American All-Stars chases it down with a wrist shot. Taken by Joseph. Madano faces off in his own zone. Misses the mark. Setting up to Madano. Advanced to Amonte. Amonte leading the rush. Sent into the corner. Looking. Behind his own net. Left side to Leclerc. Hands it to Madano. Played into the corner. Chelios retrieves it. Over to Leclerc. Cross ice pass. Taking it ahead. That play is offside. Face off in neutral ice. Yzerman controls the puck. The World All-Stars will skate shorthanded. Penalty called. And the World All-Stars will be down 2 skaters.
World All-Star penalty. Number 25, Victor Kozlov. 2 minutes for high sticking.
Pass a bit off. Joseph stops it behind. Over to Blake. On his wallet. Advances the puck to Yzerman. He fires. Cross ice to Korea. Hit hard. Into the corner. Joseph back to play the puck. Played by Joseph. Up to Korea. Puck ahead to Yzerman. Ahead with the puck. Yzerman on the hard around. Played into the corner. Joseph chases it behind the net. Joseph stops it behind. Cross ice to Amonte. The World All-Stars whistled for being offside. Face off at center ice. Pass a bit off. Behind his own net. Right side to Korea. Ahead with the puck. They killed the first penalty. Shanahan plays it into the corner. Adu shoots it to the corner. Bort back to get it. A minute left on the man advantage. Taps it ahead. He was slammed.
That's what you call physical hockey.
The play is called back offside. Face off at center ice. Quick pass to Numanen. The North Americans on the power play. Into the corner. Played into the corner. Comes to Cherkovsky. That one won't get to him. Madano in the defensive end to get it. Hands it to Bork. He got smoked.
Feisty game with both teams doing a lot of checking.
Face off to the left of the net. Pass a bit off. Waiting for things to clear. Puck ahead to Shanahan. Rink wide to Yzerman. The World All-Stars called for offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. Madano, up with it. Cross ice to Amonte. Shoots it into the corner. Dumped into the corner. Behind his own net. Yager plays it into the corner. Takes a shot. Chatan dumps it to the corner. Joseph behind the net to play it. Joseph back to play the puck. Vicious check into the board. Shooting. Iserman gathers it in. He was belted.
Iserman absolutely hammered out there.
Draw in the left circle. Sent to Numanen. Puts it on goal. Puck ahead to Leclerc. Right side to Amonte. Advances the puck to Hayduk. Across left to Madano. Played into the corner. Over to Eliash. Crunch!
Oh, he knocked him into next week.
And the World All-Stars skating with a man advantage. The North Americans will lose a man to the penalty box.
He used his stick as a weapon, and that's a no-no.
North American All-Star penalty. Number 8, Mark Recchi. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Over to Ozelin. Sakic dumps it. Stevens dumps it to the corner. Bure races back to get it. Moves it ahead. Quick shot. He scores! The World All-Stars can ill afford to give up another goal. A short-handed goal by the North American All-Stars.
Turek didn't even see that wrist shot coming.
North American All-Star goal. Number 3, Joe Sakic.
Dumped into the corner. Turek gives chase behind the net to Numanen. Up to Sundin. He passes. Two-line passes the call. Face off to the right of the net. One-timed over to Ozelinch. Passes to Yager. He shoots. Feeds it along to Yager. Hands it to Bonk. Bring on the smelling salts.
He was completely leveled.
Face off in the right circle. A shot. No, he scores! This game is all but decided now. The North American All-Stars with a flurry of goals.
This is some offensive display they're putting on right now.
North American All-Star goal. Number 11, Owen Nolan.
Sent into the corner. Puzek gathers it in to Numanen. Unloads a bullet into the corner. Stevens controls the puck. On goal! That shot's wide. Less than a minute remaining on the power play. Shooting! Misses wide! Sakic shoots it to the corner. Turek back to cut it off. Turek back to play it. He shoots! Over to Yager. Off his skates for the save.
He really stretched out for that one.
Quick shot! Goalie out to play the puck. We're going to look at a replay of that save.
He could one-time a pee through fog, but what a save by the goalie.
Draw to the left of the net. Shot. It gets away from him. Shooting. Cross-ice pass. He won't get to it. Check by Blake. Cross-ice to Pronger. Over to Gomez. Dumps it into the corner. Turek back to cut it off. Turek back to play it. Dumps him. Fires the wrist shot. A shot. Hit hard. Into the corner. Turek chases it behind the net. Turek stops it behind. Bure in the defensive end to get it. Passed ahead. Pronger shoots it to the corner. Gets dumped. Into the corner. Joseph behind the net. Right side to Recchi. Shooting! Misses wide. A shot. Over to Solani with a shot. Roenick with the puck. Roenick has it. Solid check. Cross ice to Yager. Yager dumps it. Solani in ahead of the play. Offside. Draw in the neutral zone. Moves it quickly to Zubov. Pass to Kozlov. With a shot. Blocked.
That takes a lot of courage, Doc.
With a shot. Puck ahead to Yzerman. Tapped up to Yzerman. Yzerman with a shot. Rebound loose. Off to Yushkevich. Over to Korea. Dimitra dumps it to the corner. To Shanahan. Pass a bit off. Passed ahead. Over to Bonk. Over to Bure. Crunched.
Oh, he knocked him into next week.
To Shanahan. Shoots. The North Americans with the lead. Dumped into the corner. Pushes it up. Hit by Madano. Pass picked off by Lidstrom. Shooting! Joseph behind the net. Joseph chases it behind the net. Passes to Amonte. That one won't get to him. Right side to Lidstrom. Leclaire with a shot. Karam's off the boards. Over to Madano. Up to Eliash. Wrists it. Turek plays it. Sundin faces off in his own zone. Moves it quickly to Zubov. Shot over to Zubov. Hands it to Solani. Pushes it up to Sakic. Across right to Sundin. They score! The North Americans increase their lead. Sakic adds another goal to an already superb game.
Turek did a great job on the initial shot. He just couldn't get back in position for the rebound.
North American All-Star goal. Number 3, Joe Sakic. Assisted by number 11, Owen Nolan.
Fires a slapper. Loose in the crease. Check by Gomez. Gomez gathers it in. Over to Roenick. On his wallet. Sundin retrieves it. Dumped into the corner. Turek back to play it. Pushes it up. To Solani. Feeds it across. Into the corner. The North American All-Stars chases it down. Tapped up to Bork. Across left to Yzerman. Intercepted. Drives one towards the net. Loose puck. Cross ice pass. Dumps him. Cross ice to Bonk. Over to Bure. Puck ahead to Bonk. Knocked down. Left side to Yzerman. Played into the corner. Turek goes after it. Feeds it along to Bure. Over to Ozelinch. Pushes it up. Left side to Bure. Pass to Madano. Advanced to Bure. Picked off. Wow, what a bone-jarring hit.
I hope he still remembers his name after that hit.
Bure dumps it. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Pass to Madano. The North American All-Stars chases it down. He shoots. Over to Dimitra. Cross ice pass. Passed ahead. Quick shot. Goalie out to play the puck. Face off in the left circle. Puck controlled by Sakic. Rink wide to Nolan. Nailed. Wrister. The World All-Stars behind. The North Americans are offside. The draw at center ice. Touch pass to Ozelinch. Passed ahead. Two-line pass is the call. Draw in the left circle. Pass a little off. Joseph back to play it. Joseph cuts it off behind the net. On goal. Shot. Puck brought along by Chelios. Taps it ahead. Left side to Bure. Pass to Roenick. The North Americans ruled offside. Face off in neutral ice. Over to Ozelinch. He got smoked.
feisty game with both teams doing a lot of checking.
Unloads a bullet. Off to Sundin. Sundin in close. Shot. Intercepted by Solani. Wrister. Up to Yager. It is a putty knife check by Stevens.
He was right in the line of fire.
Draw to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Zubov. Takes a shot. Wrists it. Wide of the mark. Can't find the target. Misses the mark. Shot sails wide. Play whistle dead. Penalty coming up. And the North American All-Stars will go on the power play.
When you check with both hands on the stick, the referee will nail you.
World All-Star penalty. Number 26, Patrick Gilligan. 2 minutes for cross-checking.
Shoots it into the corner with a wrist shot. Taken by Joseph. Iserman faces off in his own zone. He won't get to it. Setting up. Pushes it up. Dumps him. Moves it ahead. Shoots it into the corner. Shanahan has it. Shanahan plays it into the corner. Bure shoots it to the corner. Joseph behind the net. Joseph chases it behind the net. The wrist shot. Joseph out to play it. Face off in the right circle. Sent to Numanen. Quick shot. He missed the net. Puck ahead to Pronger. The North American All-Stars with the advantage here. Dumped into the corner. Crushed.
Holy jumping, what a hit!
Quick shot. Joseph in front to play it. Face off in the left circle. That one off target. Bork chases it down. Over to Leclerc. Passed ahead. Time winding down on this power play. The North Americans will lose a man to the penalty box. That takes away the power play.
North American All-Star penalty. Number 1, Mike Modano. 2 minutes for...
Scores! Joseph beaten by the wrist shot.
Joseph, who had been terrific up until now, let this one slip away.
World All-Star goal. Number 13, Mats Sundin. Assisted by number 56, Sergei Zubov. And number 68, Jaromir Jagr. 1 minute remaining in the period.
Fires the wrist shot. He crushes him. Oh! Shot. Sundin, very physical tonight.
He doesn't care who he's playing against. He just wants to punish whoever is in front of him.
One times it to Ozelinch. Through the neutral zone. Shoots. With a wrist shot. Taken by Turek. Along to Bure. On his wallet. Right side to Sakic. He fires. Turek in front. Draw to the left of the net. Iserman plays it. Shooting. Cross-ice pass. Picked off. Puck ahead to Dimitrov. Time almost up. Across right to Dimitrov. Rink wide to Kozlov. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. Takes a shot. Turek rubs him with a diving save.
He sacrificed his body for that incredible save.
A shot. Numanen in the defensive end to get it. Numanen dumps it. They're whistled for offside. We're going to look at a replay of that save.
That was an all-star save. That kind of save really pumps up your teammates and gives your team momentum.
Wrist shot, cross ice to Solani. And we're done with 2 periods of play. The North American All-Stars 7, the World All-Stars 3. We're ready now for the start of the third period.
This is the situation which oftentimes brings out some ugliness from the losing team. We'll see what happens.
Dumps it into the corner. Puck ahead to Nolan. Sent into the corner. Picked up by the North American All-Stars. Quick shot. To Solani. Cross ice. To Solani. Over to Yager. Errant pass. The World All-Stars with the extra skater. Takes a shot. Quick shot. Goalie out to play the puck. Turek in front. Hit hard. Dumps it into the corner. Shoots it into the corner. Picked up by the North American All-Stars. Stoppage of play on a two-line pass. Face off to the left of the net. The North American All-Stars gets control. Roenick on the hard around. The penalty has expired. Over to Bure. Cross-ice pass. Right side to Bonk. The World All-Stars called for offside. Bure spending just as much time in the box as on the ice, it seems.
He's been right on the borderline of the rules in this game.
Touch pass to Zubov. Hands it to Cherkovsky. Can't get through. Wrist shot. Turek in front. Passed ahead. Rink wide to Dimitrov. Hit by Shanahan. Down to the ice. Passes to Kozlov. Intercepted by Cherkovsky. Guides it on to Kozlov. Taps it ahead. Feeds it across. Wrister. Turek plays it. Sundin faces off in his own zone. Quick pass to Ozelinch. Gets dumped. Advances the puck to Blake. Cross-ice pass. Off to Blake. Pass to Modano. Across right to Ozelinch. Oh, is he hit?
That was absolutely brutal.
Two-line pass is the call. Draw in the right circle. Roenick hustles to it. Pass to Gomez. Big blast! He loses it in front. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. He won't get to it. Roenick takes the puck to Lindros. Woo, he was annihilated. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. Numanen dumps it to the corner. Roenick races back to get it. Off to Lindros. Rink wide to Gomez. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. Right side to Roenick. Roenick on the hard around. Lidstrom waits behind his own net. Tapped up to Shatan. Advances the puck to Hayduk. Eliash whistled for offside.
Eliash wishes this game would just end. He's really struggling.
Face off in the neutral zone. Touch pass to Zubov. Over to Solani. Cross-ice pass. Intercepted. Quick shot. Pass to Chelios. Along to Amonte. Modano bringing it ahead. Picked up by the North American All-Stars. Quick shot. Face off to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Numanen. Hit thrown. The North American All-Stars leads. Passed ahead. Hit by Blake. Tapped up to Yzerman. Pass to Cherkovsky. He crushes him.
Oh!
Rink wide to Kozlov. Hands it to Numanen. Pushes it up. Kozlov with the slap shot. Rebound loose in front. Tees it up. Puck ahead to Correa. Over to Shanahan. Cross-ice pass. Passes to Correa. Correa over the line ahead of the puck. He must have awakened on the wrong side of the bed.
Correa has been a regular in the box tonight. Let's see if he continues that.
Sent to Ozelinch. Knocked down. Quick shot. Joseph in front to play it. Cross ice to Bort. The wrist shot. Advances the puck to Sakic. Takes a shot. He scores! The World All-Stars will have to open things up now. Sakic gets his third and is showered by hats.
Ah, the hat trick. Hats falling from the sky all around you. It's a magical world, isn't it, Doc?
North American All-Star goal. Number 3, Joe Sakic. Assist to number 24, Chris Chelios. And number 77, Ray Bork.
Advances the puck to Amante. The wrist shot. Off to Leclerc. Feeds it across. On his wallet. Takes a shot. Quick shot. Gets a piece of him.
The World All-Stars, taking things into his own hands in front of the net.
On goal. Dumped into the corner. Joseph plays the puck behind the net. Joseph behind the net. Passes to Stevens. Off to Amante. Over to Leclerc. Slammed into the boards.
Leclerc, the fella on the wrong end of that body check.
Takes a shot. Quick shot. Dumps him. Puck ahead to Hayduk. Over to Amante. Amante dumps it. Chased down by Numanen. Over to Buzek. Misses the mark. Feeds it across. Can't get through. Left side to Blake. Pass to Shanahan. Advances the puck to Yzerman. Into the corner. Behind his own net. Pronger waits behind his own net. Oh, is he crushed?
Pronger, punished.
Shoots. Across right to Yzerman. Yzerman has it. Feeds it across. Fights off the check. Bure with the puck. Dumps him. Correa gathers it in. Over to Yzerman. Over to Correa. Cross-ice pass. Yzerman takes it. Dumped into the corner. Turek goes after it. Turek behind the net to play it. The North Americans rescue the puck. Wrists it. Right side to Bure. The pass offline. Dumped into the corner. Hands it to Bork. Knocked down. The North Americans out in front. Cross-ice pass. Solani whistled for offside. The draw at center ice. Madano with the puck. Over to Leclerc. The World All-Stars rescue the puck. Sundin got it in, but an offside's called. Draw at center ice. Pass to Leclerc. Across left to Kozlov. Shot. Wide. Off the mark. Wide of the mark. Advanced to Leclerc. To Amante. That was a hard cross-check.
He was right in the line of fire.
The wrist shot. He shoots. Kozlov in the defensive end to get it. Wrists it. That shot's wide. To Kozlov. Cross ice to Amante. Puck ahead to Kozlov. Tapped up to Dimitra. They're whistled for offside. Face-off in the neutral zone. Touch pass to Numanen. Cross ice to Yager. Over to Yager. Picks it off. Feeds it across. Cross ice pass. Down to the ice. Retrieved by Pronger. Advance to Shanahan. Hit hard. Oh, is he hit?
That was absolutely brutal.
Feeds it across. Wrister. Joseph plays it.
Solani hasn't been able to find the room he needs to get his work done.
Draw in the left circle. Touch pass to Ozelinch. Puts it on goal. Takes a shot. Cross ice pass. Advance to Gomez. He fires. Fires the wrist shot. Passes to Roenick. Shot over to Lindros. Cross ice pass. Fires away. Nailed in front of the net.
It takes a tough player to stand in front of that net.
That was a hard cross check.
He was right in the line of fire.
Rockets one. Rink wide to Bure. Tapped up to Lidstrom. Good shot. Quick shot. Eliash faces off in his own zone. One timed over to Zubov. Hands it to Shatan. Feeds it across to Madano. Shooting. Gathered in by Zubov. Flattened him.
Brutal hitting going on in front of the net.
Big blast. Over to Shatan. Short pass to Eliash. Eliash takes the puck. Eliash in deep. On goal. To Leclerc. Feeds it across. Hayduk dumps it to the corner. Advance to Leclerc. Cross ice to Madano. Dumped into the corner. Newmanen in the defensive end to get it. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. The World All-Stars behind. Shooting! Off the mark. Just missed. Up to Shanahan. Over to Korea. Wrister. Joseph plays it. Sakic faces off in his own zone. One times it to Ozelinch. He shoots. Over to Nolan. Cross-ice pass. Nolan takes it through the neutral zone. Cross-ice to Sakic. Hit hard. Rink wide to Nolan. Feeds it across. Cross-ice pass. Quick shot. Wide. Off the mark. Wrist shot. Face off in the left circle. Quick pass to Zubov. Pushes it up. Dumped. Feeds it across. 3-on-2. Right side to Amonte. Pass to Bure. Vicious check into the boards.
Oh!
Leclerc bringing it ahead. It hit the post.
The goalie must be living right. He's a bag of dirt there.
Quick shot. Hands it to Bure. Cross ice to Bonk. Bonk dumps it to the corner. McGinnis races back to get it. Advanced to Stevens. Moves it ahead. Advances the puck to Yzerman. A shot. Draw to the left of the net. The pass offline. Controlled by Elliott. It is a putty knife check by Bork to Gomez. Through the neutral zone. Tees it up. They score! The North Americans increase their lead on the wrister.
He saw a little opening and took advantage of it.
North American All-Star goal. Number 23, Scott Gomez. Assisted by number 77, Ray Bork.
With a shot, feeds it across, moves it ahead. Quick shot, advances the puck to Nolan. Cross ice to Sakic. Over to Sundin. Over to Sundin. Slap shot, rebound. Quick shot, he fires. Cross ice to Nolan. Over to Sakic. Sakic plays it into the corner. Cross ice pass, advanced to Sundin. Into the corner. The wrist shot. Rebound. Turek out of his net. Offside against the North American All-Stars. Draw at center ice. Quick pass to Zubov. Across right to Bure. Shot. With a shot. It rolls out front. The World All-Stars trailing. To Bonk. Check by Amonte. Guides it on to Leclerc. 3-on-2 if they hurry. Hit by Bure. Intercepted. Lays him out. Shooting. Bonk controls the puck. The North Americans will skate shorthanded. Penalty called. And the World All-Stars will get the man advantage.
North American All-Star penalty. Number 77, Ray Bork. 2 minutes for high sticking.
Tees it up. The wrist shot. Into the corner. Turek stops it behind. Cross-ice pass. Right side to Ozelinch. Tapped up to Solani. Gomez shoots it to the corner. Turek behind the net. Turek chases it behind the net. Gathered in by Yager. Oh, he was hammered.
If you're not paying attention, you'll pay the price. Okay, now this skater can utilize one of those moves he usually only uses in practice.
Draw to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Newmanen. Into the corner. Turek behind the net. Turek chases it behind the net. Turek stops it behind. Turek back to cut it off. Turek back to play it. Turek cuts it off behind the net. Turek goes after it. Turek behind the net to play it. Turek back to play the puck. Played by Turek. Turek crunches the boards to stop it. Turek gives chase behind the net. Turek plays the puck behind the net. Turek behind the net. Turek chases it behind the net. Turek stops it behind. Turek back to cut it off. Turek back to play it. Turek cuts it off behind the net. Turek goes after it. Time on the power play winding down. Turek chases it behind the net. Turek stops it behind. Pronger takes it. Shot. Sundin faces off in his own zone. Wrister. Turek makes a diving save.
Tremendous recovery by Turek.
Not there. The wrist shot. Rink wide to Yager. Feeds it across. Cross ice pass. Down to the ice. Gomez shoots it to the corner. Turek goes after it. Turek behind the net to play it. With a shot. Turek comes out to play the puck. He was on his head on that save. Take another look.
Holy jumping, he's quicker than a cat on a hot tin roof.
Bunk faces off in his own zone. Turek makes a diving save.
How did he get that one? Great save.
Play stops as a penalty is called. And the World All-Stars will be up 2 skaters.
North American All-Star penalty. Number 8, Mark Recchi. 2 minutes for high sticking.
To Ozelinch. Over to Sundin. Shoots it into the corner. Lidstrom starts it the other way. Wrist shot. The North Americans get a man back, but they continue to be one down. Korea dumps it to the corner. Over to Numanen. He can't get the pass. The shot. Waiting for things to clear. Dumps him. Iserman plays it into the corner. Retrieved in the defensive end. Setting up. Bonk goes down. Played into the corner. Dumps it into the corner. Gathered in by Sakic. Sent into the corner. Solani gathers it in. Puck ahead to Ozelinch. Takes a shot. On his wallet. Played into the corner. Nolan takes the puck. Fires the wrist shot. A shot. Hit hard. Nolan dumps it. Picked up by the North American All-Stars. Quick shot. Shooting. Solid check. Puck ahead to Blake. Knocked over. Sundin plays it into the corner. Passes to Sakic. Sakic on the hard around. Turek behind the net. Turek chases it behind the net. Turek stops it behind. Up to Bure. Left side to Bure. Tapped up to Bonk. Across right to Bure. Dumped into the corner. Bure in the defensive end to get it. Bure sets it up. Quick shot. He scores! The World All-Stars have to find a way to climb back in this thing. Sakic continues to shine. Another goal.
Sakic finds the top shelf with a great shot. That is a tough spot to reach for a goalie, Doc.
North American All-Star goal. Number 3, Joe Sakic.
Into the corner. Turek crunches the boards to stop it. Hands it to Solani. On his wallet. Roenick plays it into the corner. Roenick shoots it to the corner. Puck controlled by Gomez. Shot with a shot. Picked up by the North American All-Stars. Quick shot. Can't get through. Solid check. Check by Roenick. Gathered in by Recchi. Play stops as a penalty is called. And the World All-Stars gets a chance on the power play.
North American All-Star penalty. Number 97, Jeremy Roenick. 2 minutes for high sticking.
To Numanen. Bure, a drive. Dumps it into the corner. Turek back to play the puck. Played by Turek. Turek crunches the boards to stop it. Up to Numanen. Didn't get through. Played into the corner. Nolan with the puck. He fires. Fires the wrist shot. A shot. Retrieved by Numanen. Over to Bure. Cross-ice pass. The World All-Stars on the power play. Shoots it into the corner. Joseph behind the net. Joseph chases it behind the net. Pronger shoots it to the corner. Turek back to cut it off. Turek back to play it. Feeds it along to Solani. Big blast! Shot. It gets... They score! They score on the man advantage.
The brick wall and goal comes down. They finally got one.
World All-Star goal. Number 8, Teemu Solani. Assist to number 3, Sandis Ozilic. And number 1, Roman Turek.
Wrists it. Left side to Kozlov. Pass to Dimitra. With the shot. Puck. Score! The World All-Stars scores again.
Sometimes when it rains, it pours.
World All-Star goal. Number 25, Victor Kozlov. Assisted by number 38, Pavel Dimitra. And number 21, Mariusz Czerkowski.
Takes a shot. Hands it to Leclerc. Lays him out. He fires. Joseph in front. Draw to the left of the net. He can't get the pass. Waiting for things to clear. Tapped up to McInnes. Advances the puck to Lindros. Pass to Sundin. Keys it up. It gets away from him. Joseph out to play it. Nailed.
Oh, that was a pretty good takeout.
Left side to Zubov. Solani whistled for offside. The draw at center ice. Over to Ozilic. Over to Hayduk. Cross-ice pass. Fires away. It gets away from him. Guides it on to Bork. Vicious check into the boards. Over to Eliash. Cross-ice pass. Puck ahead to Korea. Pass a little off. Korea controls the puck. They'll be called for a two-line pass. Face off to the right of the net. Sent to Numanen. Cross-ice pass. Fires away. That'll go wide of the cage. Wrist shot. Joseph in front. Up to Sakic. Bringing it ahead. Got a chance. Wrists it. Left side to Dimitra. Pass to Numanen. Intercepted. Over to Czerkowski. Hands it to Czerkowski. Czerkowski on the hard around. Pronger chases it down. Waiting for things to clear. Puck ahead to Recchi. The North Americans leading. Sakic shoots it to the corner. Short pass to Bure. Didn't get through. Cross ice to Bure. On goal. Joseph out to play it. Moves it ahead. Up to McInnes. Bure with a slap shot. Shoots wide of the mark. Can't find the target. Rink wide to Amonte. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Cross ice pass. The pass off the mark. To Modano. Pushes it up. Played into the corner. Bure retrieves it. Passes to Zubov. Won't get there. Tapped up to Korea. Intercepted. A long blast. Rebound loose. Vicious check into the board.
Bure drilled by Shanahan.
Draw in the right circle. Roenick with the puck. Shooting! Big shot! A shot! Over to Roenick. Over to Lindros. Score! The North Americans extend their lead by one more. They put it in on the rebound.
Turek out of position after the initial save, and he can't do anything about the second shot.
North American All-Star goal. Number 97, Jeremy Roden. The assist to number 88, Eric Lindros.
Shooting! Advance to Pronger. Over to Korea. Sundin crosses the blue line a little early. Draw in the neutral zone. Sakic hustles to it. Pass to Recchi. Pushes it up. The wrist shot. Blocked.
It takes a lot of courage to get down and block a shot like that.
Takes a shot. Draw in the left circle. One timed over to Ozelinch. He fires. Fires the wrist shot. A shot. Loose in the slot. Off to Modano. Feeds it across. Hands it to Modano. Check by Hayduk. Cross ice to Hayduk. Over to Eliash. Picks it off. Loads it up and fires. The puck is loose. Advances the puck to Modano. Chitan over the line ahead of the puck. Face off in neutral ice. The pass off the mark. Pronger gathers it in. Looking. Knocked down. Knocked to the ice. Yager races back to get it. Cross ice to Buzek. Over to Sundin. Dumped. Retrieved by Numanen. Right side to Yager. He fires. Fires the wrist shot. Hit. Scores! The North Americans establishing control here. Lindros finds the back of the net.
Ah, flick of the wrist and the puck is in the back of the net.
North American All-Star goal, number 88, Eric Lindros. Assisted by number 23, Scott Gomez.
Offside against the North American All-Stars. Draw at center ice. Yzerman with the puck. Dumps him. Cross ice to Korea. On goal. He missed the net. Bure sets it up. Cross ice pass. Oh, is he crushed?
Bure, punish.
A long blast.
1 minute remaining.
Draw to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Ozelinch. Loads it up and fires. It gets away from him. Recchi takes it. Shooting! Cross ice to Kozlov. Over to Kozlov. Tchaikovsky, a drive. Passes to Sakic. Skates his way through the neutral zone. Right in front of the net. They score! The ref is waving it off. He's going to disallow the goal. He says someone bumped the goalie. The draw at center ice. Touch pass to Numanen, to Solani. Cross ice to Yager. That one out of reach. Gets a piece of him. Over to Amonte. Cross ice pass. Left side to Sundin. Oh, he was hammered.
If you're not paying attention, you'll pay the price.
Sundin whistled for offside. The draw at center ice. Can't reach the pass. The North Americans back to get it. Left side to Lindros. Advances the puck to Roenick. Across left to Lindros. Rink wide to Lindros. Shooting. Played by Turek. Face off to the left of the net. Moves it quickly to Ozelinch. Across right to Hayduk. The North Americans. Too much tonight. Win credited to Joseph.
The World All-Stars.
Thanks for joining us. For Darren Pang, I'm Mike Emmerich saying so long.